Hi everyone. Since the last newsletter, I have had so many inquiries about this molecular hydrogen bottle that I have that I thought I would come in here and just say a little bit more about it to you. The I have been trying this for the past year now. I bought mine last May 2024. And if you've worked with me before or you know me in any way, you know that I like to give things a good try for myself before I actually recommend it to you. So I've given it a good year. I've given it a good go. And I am impressed, very impressed actually. And I've been delving into the research with molecular hydrogen and what it does for our health. And so I've been researching it, but I've also been experiencing it as well with this bottle. So I want to come in and just say a bit more about it. So molecular hydrogen, or H2 as it's known, and I'll probably just call it MH from here on in. It is the smallest molecule in the universe, and it can penetrate pretty much anything, and including water molecules. So what it does is it helps us actually absorb water more efficiently at the cellular level. Now, I know with a lot of you that have come in the past, I mean, we've corrected that situation to some degree, but there's a lot of people who still have a hard time hydrating themselves. You can be drinking, 3 to 5 liters of water a day and you're still feeling really dehydrated, or your skin is still quite dry, maybe cracking or whatever's happening. And there's reasons why we cannot get the water molecules into our cells properly. And this is a beautiful aid in doing that by making the structure of the water different. It's a fourth phase of water, and it helps us, again, hydrate better at that cellular level and at the mitochondrial level as well. So molecular hydrogen, a lot of the research on it has shown that it's extremely antioxidant. It's extremely anti-inflammatory, but is a modulating factor for inflammation. Okay, and we want inflammation at certain points in time to bring the substances there to heal whatever has been damaged, but it can't go overboard. It can't go on for too long. Otherwise, it can start to create damage in our system. So MH really helps modulate that inflammatory process. It also helps with a process called apoptosis in our body, which is basically getting rid of a lot of cell debris that has occurred with metabolism and many other processes in our bodies that it's just done naturally. So apoptosis can become impaired as well, and then we get an overabundance of cellular debris and other toxins in our system that we know are around in increased levels over the past years, and we need some help with that, right? So this bottle with the molecular hydrogen water, I have been finding within myself and within my friends, my family, and the people who have already purchased the bottle, that it is doing all of that for all of them and myself. It really does improve cellular function and cellular function at the mitochondria level, and we know that good mitochondrial health really helps with energy production. That's where 90% of our energy comes from, is with ATP production. So if we can have something that can get in there very, very easily to help boost that function, it just automatically boosts our energy levels as well. And when we have impaired mitochondrial function, we're gonna feel pretty tired, right? And so what you're feeling may not actually be a thyroid issue. It may not be many other things that we go through. It could just be that we need to get you hydrated at that mitochondrial level and get it working better for you to give you that energy that you need. So now also, if the mitochondria is not doing its thing quite up to par, there is a lot of free radicals that are now being made in our system, which can again create a lot of damage to not only our cell structure, but our arterial walls and our skin and so much more. Free radicals need to be kept under control, otherwise they will cause a lot of damage and inflammation in our body. So that's what this helps with. So when we think about, I know there's a lot of my clients that are dealing with, not dealing with, but wanting to prevent, but may have issues around some heart issues, some circulation issues. They have strokes and heart attacks in their family that they want to be proactive about. And this is one of the main things that I'm talking about here, because I'm talking to you, my clients. So when we have that free radical damage, it's causing damage to our artery walls. And it's just like when we get a scab, a cut or something, and our body brings material there through our blood system and lymphatic system to repair it. It can lay down a scab to help heal it. Well, that's what happens in our artery walls. If there's damage there from too many free radicals and other things happening, then we will get like a little rip or tear in there, basically, and our body sends a lot of materials there to help heal that, forming the scab. But this is what can create a lot of the issues with arterial plaque. It's not just cholesterol, there's a lot of other substances in there that create this plaque. So by controlling the inflammation, controlling or modulating the free radicals, it's going to help prevent that. There actually has been a study done with rats, I do believe, where they actually cut oxygen flow to the brain. And of course, there's damage that occurs whenever there's lessened oxygen in any part of our body. There's going to be impaired function, quite possibly damage if it goes on too long. And so this is what this study was doing. And then they introduced molecular hydrogen, and what they found was that the damage to the brain didn't occur quite as much as they expected to or had seen in the past with the beginning of the study. And it helped with preventing cell death. So it prevented cell death, it prevented damage within the brain. And so this is what molecular hydrogen can do for prevention within us, as it showed within this study that's more like a stroke type model of a study, okay? And I know there's a lot of you that are concerned with that type of thing. This always also speaks to people with headaches and migraines too, because we're oftentimes having issues getting the proper blood flow, oxygen to the brain for various reasons. I'm not just saying this is the only reason, but this can definitely help. So the studies, this company has teamed up with the Molecular Hydrogen Institute, and I'll put the link in the newsletter for you. There's a ton of studies been done. So get in there and research what you want, because there's all kinds of studies. Also get onto PubMed and just research the heck out of MH water, and you will see it's not just me talking. But I wanted to come in here because I have actually experienced the difference in my life and seen it within the clients that have bought the bottle, as well as my friends and family. So think about neurological disorders, think about heart disorders, think about even the weekend warrior as an athlete, how that's going to improve your energy to do the things that you want to do, right? And never mind the the anti-inflammatory effect that it has. It modulates that inflammatory effect. So if you are that weekend warrior and you need the extra energy and maybe you do overdo it, it's going to help you recover that much quicker and more efficiently as well, right? So I talk to you a lot about the water that you're drinking, how much water, and many of you aren't drinking a whole lot, and I have to spur you on to drink more water, and that's probably the hardest part of my practice, and I say this to many of you. But here's the thing, we all need water. We know this to be true, and if you have to drink water, why not make it MH water? It's just going to ramp up your healing ability, your performance even more. And why wouldn't you, right? We need to look after these vessels that we live in to enjoy our life. Again, why wouldn't you? Who wants to age quicker? I don't think anybody does. And something like drinking water that's made in such a way that it gets into your system that much easier, that much more efficiently. Again, why wouldn't you? So with the ability of molecular hydrogen being able to cross the blood-brain barrier, it enters the cell in more of like a passive diffusion mode. So it doesn't have to rely on different carriers into the cells. Now here's the thing, I know a lot of you really suffer from digestive issues. Stomach has to be, I'm preaching to the choir here, I know, because I tell you this all the time. Your stomach needs to be in that very, very acidic range of pH to digest your proteins properly, to break it down into amino acids, to break apart the minerals from their carrier molecule, and that amino acid needs to be hooked on to the mineral molecule and then go into the small intestine to be absorbed. Might be a little too much information right now, but if that's impaired because you've been having issues with heartburn, bloating, whatever, and you're taking some sort of medication to suppress your stomach acid, you're popping Tums and Rolaids like it's candy, that's inhibiting that stomach acid even more, which then will inhibit the absorption of minerals and a lot of other nutrients coming from your food. You won't be able to grab onto your B12 properly to get it into your system. There's so much that comes along with impaired upper digestion. That's where it all begins. I say that all the time, right? So if we can utilize something like molecular hydrogen water to help get the nutrients into our cells easier, bypassing the whole digestive system itself, when we're having so many issues with our digestion, again, it's a better way to get those nutrients into your system, and then therefore helping you heal better, actually healing your stomach. For those of you who do the Celtic sea salt for, again, various reasons, to help your adrenals, and the salt will actually help repair the stomach lining, getting you producing the proper amount of hydrochloric acid. Why not put the sea salt in a glass of molecular hydrogen water? Gets into the cell like that, right? Just saying. So there's been, in our group as well, there was a testimonial of a woman who had severe iron deficiency, like infusions, supplements, the whole 9 yards, and still it wasn't really budging it all that well. And she's been using the bottle for 7 months, and she just introduced these tablets that have just come on the market, and her iron levels have jumped up by, I think, more than 100 points, if I remember correctly. She's off infusions, off supplements. How wonderful is that? How easy peasy is that? And I know there's a lot of you that suffer with iron deficiency. Again, going back to the digestion process of not being able to hook onto that iron properly and actually get it into your system. Okay, so this bottle. This bottle has many, many uses. It's not just a bottle that makes molecular hydrogen. We have 3 cycles in the mechanism down here with a 3, 6, and 9-minute cycle. We do the 3-minute in the morning, and as the day goes on, we go into the 6. The 9 is for utilizing actually larger bottles or cleaning the unit itself. So there's that. And in the base, it also has a magnet in here that's attuned to the frequency of the earth. So it really grounds everything, grounds the water, because of course, water carries frequency. If you're familiar with Dr. Emoto's work, you know that water carries frequency. And when we get frequency into our system through water, again, another health benefit. It also has color therapy in it. You can change the colors. I'm not sure if you can see through the video, but there's little bubbles coming up showing that it's making the molecular hydrogen. There is I have it on red right now. So the color therapy has been utilized for decades, quite possibly centuries, to heal as well. It's just another modality to help heal. You know, red can give you energy, like I have on right now. Blue is very, helps calm inflammation. Green, nourish your heart. So many things that you can do with color therapy. So again, getting the color into the water, and if you're a person that works with chakras, it has all the colors of the chakras in here, so you can utilize it to help with that healing modality as well, which you know that I do. And in the top, I'm just trying to think of all the things that it does now. In the top, we've got the actual frequency device as well. So there's so many things to this bottle. In here, it's actually putting, again, more frequency into the bottle. There's an energy cycle, there's a recovery cycle, and there's a cycle called LumiVitae. Now, if you are familiar with my chit-chat about Chinese medicine and the yin and the yang cycles, the yang is that energy, that vitality, that strength, that go mode. And there is a lot of people who need that yang energy during the day and maybe they've been depleted in some sense and they need to increase their yang energy. But there's probably more people that need the yin energy as well, and that is in here in the recovery mode. And so I've had people that have went through surgeries, and we give it a little bit with getting them through the day and letting the inflammation process take its course, and then we get them to drink many bottles of the recovery, and they certainly have recovered quicker than they would have without. So there's that. And after you've done some sort of activity, recovery, after you work out during the day, recovery. Now, the LumiVitae mode is the energy of the sun. And so if you're into the biohacking mode of activating the circadian rhythm with the light of the sun on your eyes in the morning, this helps with that process as well. We need a proper circadian rhythm to, again, be in balance with our sleep, but also our repair system and just all of the rhythms within our body. So to start your day with the LumiVitae cycle a couple times, fantastic to sort of get that circadian rhythm cycle activated. Then go into the energy mode for a couple bottles, and then usually about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll switch to recovery. So lately, I have also been including these tablets. It's a little hydrogen tablet, brand new on the market. They've only been around for, I think, maybe 2 months, somewhere in there, maybe a little longer. So little push packs of tablets. Again, molecular hydrogen, but in here, sorry for the noise, I should have probably just put that down. We have NAD. If you're into the biohacking realm, you have certainly heard of NAD. There is spermidine in here as well. So NAD really does work at that mitochondrial level to, again, give us more energy, help with controlling inflammation. The spermidine helps increase that process of apoptosis that eats up all the cellular debris that can cause damage. There's B12 in here. Like I said, for the people with poor digestion, they can't get that B12 usually very well. So there's B12, there's vitamin C, there's magnesium, and there's the antioxidant resveratrol that just puts everything together in a nice little tablet. So in the morning, I will have my LumiVitae water and make that, pour it into a glass, and then I'll pop a tablet in there. And I've been just doing one a day. And I have really noticed a difference for my own health. But for the people who have been using it, it's been working wonders. And for so many different ways. It's just increasing the molecular hydrogen in your body tenfold, really, and then helping these products that are in here get into your cell structure, into the levels where we often have a hard time with supplementation. So as you know, the supplement industry has really been a struggle for me for the past couple of years. It's been a frustration. And so this is why I've been looking for other ways to help you, help me, and so that we're not so reliant on the industry. And this is what it's all about, right? We find different ways to improve our health in many different realms, whether it's through something like this, maybe it's energy work, whatever it may be, but we work on all levels to bring our health into balance. And this is one of the things that I fully stand behind, as well as these beautiful tablets. So the one bonus that I've found with the tablets is I've been hearing from both men and women that it has, for men, it's been increasing their sex drive and their ability. And for women, especially perimenopausal to menopausal women, again, it's increasing sex drive, but also their sensitivity as well. So that's the bonus as well. So if you have any, I think I've covered a lot. This video is getting a little long, but if you have any questions, definitely reach out. I wanted to bring to your attention, though, that the bottles are on a deal right now until July 30th, where you buy a bottle, you get actually a 1-month subscription to the box. So it's free. You get a box of the tablets free to try them out. And that's a pretty darn good deal. Now, I know some of you who have inquired are a little shocked at the sticker price. It's $4.98 for a bottle US. But when you think about it, the quality of this bottle, and I'll say one more thing about the quality. The quality of the bottle, and if you take care of it properly with just cleaning it with some boiling water and a couple drops of lemon juice every week, it's going to last you 7 to 10 years. That's the estimated lifespan of this bottle. So when you think about it, and how much it costs you per year, and then you're also decreasing the amount of supplements that you're taking, again, why wouldn't you? I myself have been able to cut back some of the supplements that I take, probably a third, and I've had many other people cut back their supplements as well and keep cutting them back because they just don't need them anymore. And as I was talking about the supplement industry, we need to find solutions for that problem, as well as just the amount of money you're spending on supplements every month and the amount of supplements that you're taking. So again, why wouldn't you? In the long run, this is saving you so much money and saving your health. So I'll put the link in the newsletter for you to check it out. But again, if you have any questions at all, definitely reach out. I'm here. you know I'm here, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can and answer any questions that you need. Okay, everyone, I just wanted to bring that to you because I've had so many people inquire. That's it. I guess have a good weekend. Sending you lots of love and enjoy your day. Take care, everyone.